Week 4, the Verd, the big dog, the great white shark of the Australian waters. Yeah, bro, I saw the promo. Now, I may not be world heavyweight champion of the poke-tubing community, and I may not have a big flamboyant belt to prove it. But what I do have is, I have skill. And the exceptional ability to work better under pressure. Now, Verd, you seem to think that you're the best. And the way I see it, we're both 2-1 right now. There can't be two winners. So by that logic, you've got to go down, bro. Got to take you out. Now, I'm not going to deny, the Verd's a very good team builder. Something I am not particularly good at. But just means we have to try that much harder in the match. And I do not plan to slack. So bring it all, bro. Cause I'm ready. What is up, YouTube? Cloud MV here. Welcome to our week 4 prep. This time against the Tampa Bay Frogadiers, led by the Verd. And he's got a scary looking team. He's got Mega Pincer, Kieran Black, Starmie, Embor, Heliolus, Granbull, Weezing, Ferrothorn, Spiritomb, Tyrantrum, and Gligar. Now, I really don't feel like we have a good matchup here. There is a lot of threats on his team that he could bring that I would not be able to completely prep for. I feel like he has to bring Mega Pincer just because it basically thrashes through my entire team. Even Fortress is going to take really heavy damage from close combat. At the same time, he's not going to want to take a Gyro Ball back, but still, he can clean up with it. Kieran Black is also very dangerous, got very high stats, just about everywhere, and it can be a completely mixed attacker. I'm not okay with that. Starmie, I also feel like has to come, mainly because it's a spinner. And I'm really good at hazard stacking. My team lives on hazard stacking. Embor I have as a maybe. We'll get to the maybes in a minute. We'll get there. Granbull. I really just put Granbull here because he really seems to know how to use it, and I feel like he's brought it this much. He's bound to bring it again. Plus, oh my god, it's so bulky. Intimidate Granbull is really good. It's got 120 base attack, and it hits like a truck, and it just eats the hits back. Granbull is such a monster. Next we have Spiritomb. Now Spiritomb is annoying. It is. I can't call it bad, but it's annoying. A lot of priority attacks, Shadow Sneak, Sucker Punch. It's got access to Pursuit, Will-O-Wisp, Calm Mind, Rest, Dark Paw, Shadow Ball. It's Pain Split. Spiritomb is crazy. I really feel like he's gonna bring a tanky Spiritomb. Probably, maybe a Calm Mind Rest set with Gligar. Gligar is really, really good. Slap an EV Light on there. It doesn't even want to take an HP Ice from most things. I'm sorry. It will take an HP Ice from most things. It can Roost, Toxic, Stealth Rock, Defog. I saw in a previous week he Swords Dance Baton Pass with it. That's honestly what I'm worried about. Gligar is high defense and a lot of utility that I don't want to deal with. So, the maybes, we have Embor. Embor hits like a fucking truck. That thing is a beast. Even, well, Fortress is a bad example. Swampert doesn't want to take any shot from an Embor. Given, I mean, we can eat a Wild Charge, we can eat a Flare Blitz. Past that, Close Combat, Earthquake still does giant damage to it. Weezing's good because it's just such a great wall for Beedrill. It really is. The only reason I have it as a maybe is because I think Gligar is better at it. Gligar could get knocked off, but it's still here nor there. Weezing also has access to Flamethrower and Fire Blast for Fortress. Weezing can also set up Toxic Spikes, which I really can't deal with outside of Rapid Spin or having to switch Beedrill in. I could go for a Defog, but I really hate Defog. Tyrantrum's good just being Tyrantrum. Slap a Choice Scarf on it, you're good. Give it Dragon Dance, it's got Natural Bulk, you're good. If you want to be cheeky, Choice Band. Banded Tyrantrum is not a fun thing to deal with, I promise you. But let's move on to what we have prepped to go. Starting off with, again, Hot Potato. I know, we're just trying to continue a streak here. We have the choice Scarf this time, not Spec, Scarf. Rocking the Flash Fire with Flash Cannon for Kieran Black, Gramble, and Tyrantrum. We have Flamethrower for Pinsir, for maybe Ferrothorn. I don't want to count him out just yet. Just like I said, his team is good all around to a point where I wouldn't be surprised if it wouldn't catch me off guard if he brought Heliolisk or Ferrothorn. It was really difficult to try to figure this one out. We have Dark Pulse for Starmie. It does heavy damage, does not kill, but it does heavy damage. And Earth Power also for Tyrantrum, but at the same time, I feel like I don't need Earth Power for Heliolisk. It deals heavy damage to Emboar. Really heavy damage to Emboar. I think it does a minimum 70, maximum 99. So that'll be great if we can get him in after rocks. A little bit of HP investment, not a whole lot. Obviously, we're going max special attack modest, and just enough speed to speed creep a couple mons. Next up, we got Frank coming in here. Now, Frank is a weird set. I made this Gardevoir to kind of just take care of his utility mons. We've got Psychic for Weezing. We have Moonblast for Spiritomb and deals heavy damage to Tyrantrum. Icy Wind for Gligar, and if we can catch him on a switch Mega Pinsir, because that would really be helpful. And Hidden Power Fire to Ferrothorn if he chooses to bring it. Also for Heliolisk, because I assume it's going to be Dry Skin. But at the same time, Moonblast should take care of it. Whatever. Around the same set as Heatran, we have 56 HP. Max Special Attack, not modest. We are running a Timid Gardevoir with 200 investment in speed. And I feel like that's got to work out pretty well because, again, we did set up to speed creep. I think we set up to speed creep Tyrantrum, so we have just enough to outspeed that guy before a D-Dansum, provided he's not scarfed. Next up, we've got Beedrill again because stat. Oh, you don't have a name, buddy. You don't even have a name. I promise, there will be a video where I don't have to grab my keyboard. Okay, so we got Stabby the Beedrill. He's running a pretty usual set. Max attack, adamant, 100 HP. Now that's important. 100 HP just because I wouldn't doubt him to set up rocks. And I wouldn't doubt him to bring Rocky Helmet, Iron Barbs, Ferrothorn. Just in case he wants to try to predict U-turn and I fall for him. I want to make sure my investment can take that. So we have 100 in HP. 156 speed, just because Beedrill outspeeds his entire team. It does. The entire team is outsped, aside from obvious Scarfers and Max Attack Modest. So, this set kind of speaks for itself. Poison Jab. That's not on silent. There we go. Poison Jab does 2-hit Gramble. It doesn't do as much as I hoped it would, but it does do a lot. Poison Jab, it hits Spiritomb hard, it does, but U-turn's a better aspect there. It does kill Heliolisk. It does like 200% to it. Pinsir, depending on the set, dies to Poison Jab. Now Pursuit. Pursuit is mainly there just to catch things off guard. I figure I should be able to scout enough to figure out what does and does not have a Scarf. So if I call Beedrill in, I'll make a great Pursuit trap because we do have that giant attack stat, and he's not going to want to sacrifice anything. So chances are, if I'm afraid like he has Ferrothorn, he's going to try to switch into that, I can go for a Pursuit and knock it out before it even gets swapped out. U-turn's obvious. Protect, again, I'm not really concerned with his speed, honestly. I just have Protect as a way to kind of just scope out what he will keep in against Beedrill, what kind of moves he's going to go for, trying to, just kind of scope some Scarves out. Past that, my mouse isn't working. There we go. Past that, we have Stormcaller the Zapdos coming back. I know the level's a little off, But we are bringing Volt Switch, Thunderbolt, Hidden Power, Ice, Heat Wave, and the Wise Glasses. Figure that way we can try to fake out a bit of some specs, a little bit of HP investment, put just enough speed into speed creep a little, and max attack or max special attack modest. Zapdos, even without defense investment, can eat a hit from Mega Pinsir. I don't understand how it's possible. So, Volt Switch and Thunderbolt kill Mega Pinsir. Hidden Power, Ice, and Heat Wave do very massive damage to it. Volt Switch and Thunderbolt still kill Starmie. Emboar is gonna kind of have its way here. That's why we're gonna Volt Switch out of there. Wheezing. I think Thunderbolt takes about 60% out of a physically invested Wheezing. I think. I can't vouch for that. But Heat Wave does almost OHKO Ferrothorn after rocks and or spikes it dies. As for the rest, we have Hidden Power Ice for Gligar, which will kill, provided he has no Spadef investment. And Hidden Power Ice does heavy damage to Tyrantrum, so Zapdos looking good there. Again, a lot of my team is really just kind of just trying to break down his utility and his walls, so Mega Beedrill or Heatran can kind of just tank their way through. Next we have Bruce Willis, very, very average set. Volt Switch, Rapid Spin, Stealth Rocks, and Toxic Spikes, max HP, max defense with Relaxed Nature, and Force Spadef. Now, I don't like bringing Toxic Spikes. I feel like more times than not it's a wasted turn, because they can usually just swap in a Poison type. Wheezing levitates, so you can't just swap in a Poison type. And Stealth Rocks is really important for obvious reasons, Mega Pinsir, Kieran Black. Now I understand he can completely get rid of these with Gligar and Starmie, but at least Starmie has to take them first, and I feel like going for the spin is going to be a little obvious. Gligar's going to be a little different. He can do a couple things. He doesn't have to take... He has to take very minimal hazard damage to switch in, and it would only be from Stealth Rock. Past that, Fortress is a common set. I know I've been bringing it every week. I'm trying to either lay off him or mix it up a little. It's a Fortress. I don't even know what else there is to do with it. I do, but I'm saving it. Shh. Next, we have Charybdis, the Swampert. Now, this is my little masterpiece. I love this thing. We have Swampert with an Assault Vest, Stone Edge, Ice Beam, Sludge Wave, and Earthquake. And I know that spread's a little awkward, but let me explain. We need HP investment, need it, because it's going to be taking hits from both sides. So we got 196 HP, 100 attack, so that Stone Edge can take out Mega Pinsir, so that Stone Edge can take out Kieran Black, so that Earthquake can take out Emboar, and so that Earthquake can also deal massive damage to Tyrantrum. Next, we have 4 in defense because I'm level 50, and putting the 4 anywhere else wouldn't add an EV. So that's really just there for place filler. I couldn't find a slot. I needed to increase his speed, needed it, but I couldn't afford to drop any of my stats. So we did go Jolly just because I felt like Sludge Wave and Ice Beam weren't going to be as usable as I'd like them to be. So we were running a Jolly Nature with 68 special attack investment. Now that's mainly just because, depending on the set of the Tyrantrum, Ice Beam will do more than Earthquake. And Sludge Wave, even with a minus nature, does 50 to 60% to that Granbull. And I do not doubt that it's going to play an important role in this battle. Ice Beam will also help me to catch the Mega Pinsir off guard in a way. If it comes to a point where I don't want to risk missing, where, say, if it's like endgame and a Swampert against Mega Pinsir and missing the Stone Edge could be the game, I'll go for Ice Beam. I mean, there really wasn't much else I could use to fill that slot outside of like Scald, but there's also no reason to put Scald on here. I didn't want to risk putting a water attack on and healing the Heliolisk if he brings it. And Earthquake does do a lot more damage to Emboar than a water attack would. So we have 140 boosted speed to outspeed. Ooh, what are we looking at outspeed? I was looking at outspeed Gligar. I wanted to Granbull. Granbull was the main threat I wanted to make sure I outsped, just so we could get that Sludge Wave off. And past that, this team is weird. This prep was so difficult that I feel like my team doesn't make any sense, and I really don't have too much faith here. But if it works, then I'll be a happy man. I will be a happy camper. But that being said, Vertigo, I look forward to fighting you this week, and I'm sure it's going to be fantastic. I can't wait to get this battle. I feel like, at least prep-wise, you've been my most challenging opponent yet. But we will see when it comes to the actual match. Until then, guys, I will see you later. Stay frosty.